All right, what is up, guys? Welcome to your daily dose of awesome, your live 15 minutes daily motivation, inspiration, and education so you can get your day started right. I just want to see if we are live here. There I am. So let me just pull myself up. Welcome to your daily dose of awesome, your live 15 minutes daily. There I am. So I'm just going to put down the volume and I'm going to monitor your comments here, guys. Fantastic. So today's topic is going to be on how to guarantee that your prospects say yes, an enthusiastic yes, when you invite them to take a look at your business. Now, so this is pretty interesting. Then this is actually something I talked about last night during an interview I did with MLM Nation founder Simon Chan. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. So before I get started, if you don't know who I am, my name is Fernie Spouse. I'm a lead generation online marketing expert specializing in helping home business owners, that's network marketers, affiliate marketers, direct sellers, multiply their incomes using the internet. Now, I built my first six-figure network marketing business within a couple of years of discovering the information we teach here at Elite Marketing Pro. And over the past 10 years, I've been responsible for over $11 million in gross income into my home businesses and hundreds of millions of dollars more in the incomes of our clients collectively. So what we teach definitely works in any market, particularly the direct selling and network marketing niche. Now, if you're new to our training, I highly recommend you subscribe to these lives. If you're watching this on your mobile device, on the top right corner of this video, you'll be able to click there and an ellipsis symbol will show up. And you'll be able to pull up a menu that will allow you to like our fan page and then also subscribe to our daily live. So we do this Monday through Friday, every single day, 1 p.m. and 10 a.m. Pacific. And so you'll be able to tune in live. You'll get a little ping on your phone, or you'll be able to watch the recording later when we go live, after we go live as well. So if you're on desktop, what you can do is above the description of this video, you can click on our logo and it'll take you to our fan page. And on our fan page, you can click the like button, and there's a little pull down menu there where you can also turn on notifications. So this is how we deliver our most impactful content. And as you will see, we don't skimp on the value here. And so we highly recommend you make this part of your daily routine to tune in or at least watch the recording so you can constantly be absorbing valuable content and teaching as it relates to your business. Now, with that said, let's hop right into the content. What is up, guys? What's up, Cedric? How's it going, buddy? All right, Scott. What's up? Aloha. Aloha, Scott. How are things, man? All right, so let me know where you guys are coming from, and I'm just going to hop right into the content here. And this is a short, should be a short lesson, but a really good one. Now, so last night I was interviewed by Simon Chan for his podcast, MLM Nation. And that was a really cool interview. I didn't know what he was going to ask. It was kind of just all on the fly. And he ended up asking me some really good questions that led to me giving some really good nuggets there. Specifically, he asked me for a tip on cold market recruiting. And so how, what's my best cold market recruiting tip? And so I told him a story that I actually learned how to recruit outside of MLM. I basically am self-taught from a recruiting standpoint. I was in a fraternity at MIT when I was there. And, part of the rush process, rush is when you're basically trying to recruit people to your fraternity, trying to find people you'd want to live with, basically, and have a good time and share a brotherhood with. And so at MIT for Rush, they give us a list and phone numbers and contact information of incoming freshmen that were coming in. At the time, freshmen were allowed to move into fraternities at MIT. And so we get a list. And so the Rush chairs at a fraternity would get the list, and then they would divvy up that list and hand it out to people in the fraternity. And we had to basically cold call these incoming freshmen. They had requested to receive information about housing alternatives outside of dorms. And so they were considering fraternities. And so we basically had to cold call. And what made me, first and foremost, the best recruiter in my fraternity was that I was one of the very few people in my fraternity that was willing to do the work and call. I didn't want to disappoint my brothers in the fraternity, so I wanted to do the work that they asked me to do. And as I found out later, most people wouldn't make the calls, and I was pretty much one of the only ones that would make the call. So rule number one is take action. That was, that was a learning experience just in that I was the only one that took action. Therefore, I was the only one that actually learned and got results. And so, I was cold calling these people, and I either they would answer or their parents would answer. And this is before cell phones. So when I was calling, I'm calling a landline most of the time, and a lot of times the parents, picking up. And so through that process, I learned a lot about I learned a lot about what it takes to get people interested in what you have. And a big part of it, as you will see, is a lot of listening. So I'm not a big talker. I'm relatively introverted and shy person, and so the idea of cold calling, it was pretty intimidating, but I did it anyway. I just I don't want to disappoint my brothers, so I'm going to do this. And it turned out I basically recruited the most people that year into my fraternity, and all the consecutive years I was the top recruiter. I brought in the most people into my fraternity because first and foremost I was willing to do the work, and as a result of doing the work I learned a lot, and because I'm relatively introverted, I tend to do less talking and more listening, and that would turned out to be a real key for my success. And so what I want to actually teach you is how I actually went about my process for doing that, and eventually applied that to my network marketing business. I also was a top recruiter in my organization when I first got started in network marketing, and so I wanted to basically share with you why what I did worked and why I wasn't able to duplicate at the time, because pretty much what was being taught in my organization, wasn't good advice. It was really crappy advice, actually. And because I had learned what I did so organically, I didn't have a process for it. I couldn't really teach it. I didn't really know how to teach it. And so since then, I've obviously figured out a few ways to be able to convey this value to you. But I didn't know how to teach it at the time. Therefore, I wasn't able to teach it to my organization. And the advice and the counsel that they were getting from the teachings that our organization was doing was pretty much crap. And so, and it turns out the crappy advice is what's taught a lot of the times in this industry, most of the time. And so first I'm going to talk to you about what is actually taught right now in network marketing, and has been taught for many years, and it's really poor advice. So the crap that's taught, first and foremost, I was getting advice like find more people and bring them to meetings. It's not selling, it's sharing. And so think of it. What I was being asked to do was find more people. So Fernie, your business is going to grow if you find more people and bring them to our meetings and get them in the business. That was what I was being told. And then to kind of, make me feel a little better about the process, it's like, oh, they kept telling me it's not selling, it's sharing. Both statements are bullshit. The reason they're bullshit is because, first and foremost, let me just say the not selling, it's sharing is horrible advice. We are influencing, therefore we are selling. We're trying to create a process to influence people and have them see the value of what we have. That is the definition of salesmanship. So it is absolutely selling, and so they're already crippling people by saying it's not selling, it's sharing, because they're saying you don't have to learn skill sets. You pretty much, you build this business the same way you would share a movie with somebody, and that's not the case. You have to learn skill sets, and you're here right now to learn one skill set, and that's how to invite. And so the other part of it was find more people and bring them to meetings. Definitely was horrible advice, and it was even worse than it's not selling, it's sharing, because when I'm told find more people, bring them to meetings, and that's how your business is going to grow, I'm like, okay, my business is going to grow if I find more people, so I'm going to go find more people. That set up a selfish mindset on my part. Now, every time I started a conversation with somebody, I had a selfish agenda. I was trying to get them in my business. And I was trying to basically get them to do something that would benefit me. And that's the problem with what's being taught, and why that's so toxic in the network marketing space, and any industry for that matter. I mean, real estate agents probably do this as well. Timeshare agents, but especially in this profession, and that's why this profession has such a bad name in the public, because everyone sees you, or sees the most people in this industry, as selfish and trying to get them in the deal and trying to ring them into something. And so what should actually be taught in the network marketing space is this is what should be taught. Listen to people who express a problem or desire which our business or product can help them with. So listen for a problem. Listen to people that may have a problem which our product or opportunity can help them solve, or listen to people who express a desire which our product or opportunity can help them achieve. That's what should be taught. The reason that's what should be taught is because now it sets up a service-based mindset. I'm here to help. I'm here to counsel you and help you solve some of the issues you're dealing with in your life. And now, the key to making this work is that when you have conversations with people, one, you just want you be present with them and actually want to talk to them and be genuinely interested in. And the introverts actually do this better than the extroverts. The extroverts tend to be the salesy type of people, and they might recruit a lot of people, but those people will also quit because they got just kind of pushed into a business. This works really well for introverts, and what you have to do is basically you ask a few pointed questions about how they're doing, how's this doing, how's the job doing, whatever, and then you shut up and listen. And you have to basically you want to listen at least 80 to 90% of the time of the time that this entire conversation takes place, because you're listening for things that you can connect with, express problems or desires that you can help people with based on what you have. And when you approach prospecting in this way, you're going to have much better results, because then you can say, once you've heard them out, it's like, by the way, John, so you said you were, really, sick of your time at work and you feel kind of stuck. If I showed you something that can kind of, show you a way to kind of get out of that and still make the income you're making, would you be interested? And of course, it's going to say yes. Or, John, you said you were like really struggling with your weight and your health. You were having, X, Y, and Z health issues. If I can show you something that can help you with that pretty easily without, changing your diet too much, would you be interested? They go, yeah. Or would you, John, you express certain health, certain issues about your health, or you like to lose some weight. If I can show you a way to lose weight without having to exercise like a madman, would you be interested? Like, yeah. So, and at that point, when you set up the invite in that way, when you point at the expressed problem or desire that they, basically spilled their guts to you on, then when you point at that and say, I can have something to help you with, help you solve that problem with, then of course they're going to say yes. And most of the time, grand majority of the time, they're going to say yes. And even if they say, wait, is this one of those, deals or whatever? You're like, John, I'm just trying to help you with your issue. You said this is a problem. If you don't want to listen, it's cool. Now you're taking it away. So that's called posture. Where you have posture where if they act a little suspicious or anything like that, or you kind of maybe screwed up the delivery, then just take it away. Just go, John, I'm just trying to help you with your issue. If you're not interested, no problem. If you want to just continue working where you're working and that's good enough for you. And good enough for your family, then that's cool. But I'm willing to show you an alternative if you're interested. So that's the takeaway, and you're at posture. And what's happening there is you're positioning yourself as if you don't need their business. They need you more, and that's what you're telling them when you say that. They need you more than you need them. And regardless of your financial situation, regardless of whether you're on your last dollar, you got to have that posture. Because the bottom line is, getting people in the business doesn't make you money. Having them stay in the business and produce, that's what's going to make you money. And it has to be rooted in the big, audacious problem that they have in their life that they want to solve. So, how does this apply? I just gave you, I'm the online marketing guy. I'm the online recruiting and online network marketing guy here at Elite Marketing Pro. How does this apply offline and online? Well, offline, I already told you, just through conversations, but this also applies to online conversations through Messenger. If you get on a Skype call with somebody, on the phone remotely with somebody, this applies. You can have the same type of conversation. You just got to be willing to listen to people. The key thing with Messenger is you don't want to have a long conversation over Messenger. You want to eventually bring that on the phone and create that connection. It's much better to create a connection when you're talking to them on the phone. And so, but either way, you want to get people, whether you're talking on chat or you're talking on the phone or a text message or whatever, you want to listen and basically ask questions that will lead them to them expressing what their true desires or the problems, or express what problems they want to solve in their life. And so this also, how you apply this to also Facebook post. When you're putting a post out on social media, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, you're doing a video, whatever, you don't ever want to post anything about your company or your product. No one cares about your company or your product. As soon as you post anything about your company or your product, you become a commodity. Therefore, you become like everything else that's in the store shelves, just sitting there that they're not buying. When you post stuff on social media, where I'm so happy, I was able to, I'm so happy I lost X amount of pounds in this many inches in the past X amount of weeks. I feel amazing. Thank you. I'm so grateful right now I'm just say I'm so grateful. And by putting that out there, you're now expressing a desired result that you've produced in your life that other people may want, and therefore they will reach out and connect with you. And so when they do that, they've already expressed what the problem is in their life is, because they responded to a post. You maybe even didn't have a call to action in that post, but people reached out to you anyway. When you help somebody else produce a result, when you help somebody else solve a certain problem in their life, and you post that on social media and you acknowledge them and congratulate them for achieving that result. And again, don't mention your company, don't mention your product or anything. This is all about what you can do for people, not what your company can do for people. You're the authority, you're the consultant. That's how you should come off. And so when you acknowledge other people for their achievements and that you help them achieve something, again, people reach out, and that's even more powerful because now you've expressed an ability to help people aside from yourself. And so that's how you should be acting on social media. So this thing around solving people's problems and helping them achieve their desired outcomes, that's ultimately what's going to get you where you want to go. Because people don't care about the product, they don't care about your company, they care about the benefit and result you can produce in their lives, because everyone has problems. Everyone either has health problems, financial problems, or both, and hopefully you can help them as well. And so that is it for today. I want to just look at some of these comments here. Absolutely, Jeannie. How's it going? In other words, talk to them like I do with my kids. Yes. Yeah, very, very much so. I mean, what's in it for them? This is how you should be talking. And in copywriting, it's a similar deal. When we're writing copy for our blog posts, for our sales letters, for our videos, for scripts and whatever, we're writing copy, we have to always keep in mind what's in it for them. And you have to connect with them on their level. They don't know the things you know. They don't know the words you know. They don't know the jargon you know. So you got to speak their language as well. So maybe that's time for that's something for another lesson. And so, hi Andy, how's it going? Cynthia, people not interested makes no sense. Yeah, okay. So they're not interested in the company product. They're interested in the result. And if you're someone that can help them get the result, and if that's how you're communicating, then you're going to be effective in your communication online and offline. Now, if you want to be more effective on how to do all this using social media and begin your online recruiting process, there's a free guide that you can download right now. It's the link is in the description. You can go there right now, download this free guide. It was put together by my friend Julie Burke, who's a multiple six-figure earner in network marketing, and built 80% of our organization using social media, and 80% of our organization also uses social media themselves to recruit online as well. And so go download that guide. There's going to be, if you want exact scripts, some example posts, and some other do's and don'ts around Facebook, so you can be effective with your sponsoring and recruiting on the internet, then start with that guide, and you'll get a lot of value. So that's it for today. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have an awesome day.